Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to review the latest episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 7, Episode 10 of the Canadian release, entitled A Royal Problem. So yeah, this is once again another Canadian review, so if you do not want to be spoiled, then click out this video. Otherwise, stick around and enjoy the review. Honestly, this was as strokingly as this is going to sound, honestly a perfect episode. 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved everything about it, from Starlight, getting called by the map, which I didn't think that would be possible, considering she doesn't really have a throne of her own and stuff, and she's not really connected to the whole elements thing with the whole Tree of Harmony and stuff. So yeah, that definitely threw me for a loop. And unless she gets called to the Royal Palace just by herself, which is the first with these mapped episodes. So yeah, not only is this the first Starlight map episode, but also the first solo map episode, which is very interesting. And yeah, Twilight's thinking, it could be a problem with one of the chefs arguing and stuff, or the janitors or whatnot, and then Spike just pretty much unknowingly guessed it right by saying, hey, maybe it's Celestia and Luna having problems with agreeing with one another on stuff. And yeah, Twilight doesn't want to admit it because to her, in her mind, it's way too big for something for Starlight and stuff, and it's kind of worried about Starlight in a way. And on the way there, everything seems really normal, but it really, you can tell there's some tension in the air, especially coming from Luna, when Leslie is oh, everything's alright, and everything's going great, and yeah, everything's perfect, and a really smug, shade throwing attitude or tone, whatever. And when when she gets to her room, we see not Twilight, is a ballerina on this music box, but actually isn't hers, just some sort of spell that she used to I guess able to project herself there in some way, or have her mind in the take full control of this ballerina thing, kind of like what Steven did with the Steven watermelons from Steven Universe, something along the lines down, I'm sure. And yeah, and when she wakes up for the next morning, we see that Celestia has made pancakes for Starlight, with little faces with different condiments and fruits and stuff, and it was really cute and stuff to see this kind of side of Celestia. And honestly, I wish we get more of this characterization with Celestia, and then also Luna as well. She's to her, this is a very kind gesture, to say, show that she genuinely cares about other ponies. And when she tried to make some for Luna, she is obviously looks extremely exhausted and tired, and doesn't feel like eating anything. And in Celestia's mind, she feels like that's just her not being very appreciative and stuff. And so Starlight comes to the conclusion that they're unintentionally hurting each other's feelings by not trying to be careful of what they say to each other and stuff. And so when when she tries to have Celestia and Luna confront each other about their issues that they have with each other, it turns into a heated argument, which Starlight freaks out and pushes their cutie marks, not really unintentionally, but actually is intentional this time. Um, yeah, it's actually, instead of like taking it away, she just wishes it, and try to help them see things from different perspectives. Give them an opportunity to try each other's duties out, and yeah, and it's really interesting. They're both smug towards each other, and they decide that they're going to do it. And we see how Luna's date pans out. At first he seems like, oh, this is going to be easy. All I'm going to have to do is smile, and ponies adore me and stuff. And yeah, she doesn't realize how hard it is to hold smiling throughout the time she is presented in front of other ponies and stuff, and got to the point where when she's doing like this little photo op thing with this pony, this like this little school fundraiser thing, her smile breaks into a scoundrel look and gives the impression to like the news reporters that she doesn't really care about this and stuff, and thus they lost their fundraising thing. And Luna is really upset about it, to the point where her next studio
spelled these rumors about Timberwolves in this one town. It ends up backfiring on her, and by the time she finishes her last day duty, is she's completely exhausted and goes and calls it. Get this.
That's the take on Luna's job now, with her
Racing the moon and stuff, and of course Starlight falls asleep because just like every other pony out there, they aren't meant to stay up for 7.
Celestia gets to see how that there's no pony that she can really talk to.
There's only herself, and when she tries to go into other ponies' dreams, she comes across Starlight of her having a nightmare, about them fighting, and then Nightmare Moon returning, and then also as we get like an evil version of Celestia if she went through the same thing that Luna went through, only different in some ways, because it's like instead of Nightmare Moon, it's Daybreaker. And yeah, I gotta say, for once she seems a bit more darker than Nightmare Moon, because he says that in the episode, I should have not just sent you to the moon, I should have just destroyed you, which is the his version of saying like death and whatnot. And yeah, that was pretty dark. And also we get to see Luna's nightmare, and honestly, seeing Luna's nightmare, the little foals being disappointed with not having the fundraiser, and thinking that she doesn't care, and like this like really creepy demonic tone of voice, and her losing her teeth as she's trying to speak to them and stuff. And thankfully Celestia was able to help get her out of that nightmare. They Celestia learns that hey, this won't happen as long as you don't give in to it, through the help of Luna's reassurance. And yeah, they were able to put a stop to the nightmare. And and Celestia and Luna's bond has really grown from this experience. And they thank Starlight. Hey, if it weren't for this, doing that, we wouldn't have grown this close now. And because of her completing her mission, the cutie mark switched back, and Starlight's cutie mark starts glowing as the usual indication that the mission is complete, the friendship mission. And she's getting ready to say her goodbyes, and is like says, oh, I can't wait until Twilight
Twilight shows up out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, and can't wait either. I was coming to bring your toothbrush, but I want you to tell me every detail of what just happened after I had, freaked out. And yeah, that's where the episode. Oh no, that isn't where the episode ends. Luna decides to make Celestia pancakes. After having an exhausting night, and when she tries it, obviously it looks and probably did taste very bitter. And at first, Celestia tries to put on her face, like, oh, it's good. But Luna reassures her, that she doesn't have to be so perfect to get in front of her, and she admits, yeah, it wasn't that great. It was terrible. And they all both have a laugh, and yeah, that's where the episode ends. I like some of the references and some, some of the pony strings, Doctor Who, stuff.
It's really funny, little background gags and stuff, and
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Also, the whole bit with eating a banana peel instead of the banana, just really nicely done. And yeah, what more can I say? It was definitely a 10 out of 10 episode for me. I know that sounds like praising it a little too much, but honestly, that's how I genuinely felt about this episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What do you thought of this episode? If you be so kind, leave a like, comment if you haven't subscribed for more videos. Until next time, people, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.